Hello guys, welcome to my channel Scary Nights with Pritham. Today you are going to listen to my first story. The name of the story is The Haunted Halloween. Okay guys, I am going to start it. It is the story of my childhood when I was 13. I remember it was the Halloween night. I was having a simple kitty party with my school friends in one of my friends' house. For some reason, I had to return home early. It was almost 10 o'clock and my home was not too far. So I decided to walk from there. I knew I had to take the way in the woods to reach home quickly. In the midway, I felt like somebody was following me. So I turned around to see, but there was nobody. I ignored and started walking as fast as possible. The footsteps behind me were getting louder every second. Suddenly, it stopped. But I was moving straight without looking back. Suddenly, I saw an old lady standing by the roadside at a distance in front of me. Maybe she was waiting for someone. I don't know. When I was passing closer by her side, she held my hand tightly and said in a deep voice, "Don't you remember me? I live right next to your house." I said in a mumbled voice, "Sorry, I don't remember. Maybe." Then she smiled and said, "Would you please help me to reach my home?" As I was too going in that way, I said, "Yes, sure, why not?" After some time, when we were just near her house, she invited me to her house. As my house was just some hours away from her, I agreed. When I entered her house, she offered me some sweets and berries to eat. And then she said, "Okay, boy, I'm going outside to bring some groceries. You please stay here until I come." I said, "Okay, fine." Then I had those berries and sweets that she offered me. Having those, I felt a little bit uneasy and slept on the chair. When I woke up, I found myself in a graveyard. I couldn't believe my eyes. Then suddenly, out of the woods, a man wearing a piggy mask appeared and said me in a loud voice, "Get out! Get out! You should not be here! You should not be here!" Then unconsciously, I ran through the woods to find a road. I could barely see anything that time. It seemed like my hair was going to burst out. Finally, I found a road. I stayed there to get a taxi as I was not in the state to walk. After some time, a taxi came. I relieved a little that finally I can go home. When the taxi came closer, I asked the taxi driver to go to my home's location. And he said, "Okay, please have a seat." He then started moving slowly away from that creepy graveyard, and I relieved a bit. When I was just checking if anything is on my face on driver's front mirror, I found out that there was no reflection of the driver in the mirror. I was like shocked and frozen to my teeth. What's going on? I just felt what was happening with me on that night. I couldn't think of what to say him. Means, who is present in front of me driving, but missing from the mirror? Then after a while, with all the little courage, I asked him to stop the taxi. But he was not listening to me for a second, man. He was only driving without moving a bit. I urged him to speak and asked him again and again to stop the taxi now, but he didn't say a single word. Soon after some times, I fainted in the taxi. I don't exactly remember what happened after that. I only remember that I found myself in the hospital bed, surrounded by my family. And then, there, I asked my brother what happened to me. Why am I here? I was shocked to hear what he said. He said that a stranger brought me to the hospital and informed my family about me. I shocked to hear that. I then asked him what happened exactly to me at that night. Why am I here? But he said nothing. On the next day, when I shifted to my home, I felt so relaxed finally. On the same night, I explained that event that happened to me to everyone. The Halloween night story, but all laughed at me, saying that I had probably seen a nightmare or having some bad reflexes of that Halloween night. I couldn't believe myself. But only I knew that my 13th Halloween was not a nightmare, not at all. After the conversation, I went to bed as I was feeling tired and sleepy. And then, when I was just about to close my eyes to take a nap, suddenly my door locked itself and the damn lights were flickering again and again. Then I felt like somebody's hands strangled me from the back to the pillows. But out of nowhere, at the time, the face of the same crooked lady came to my mind. And without thinking anything, I just said her name loudly and repeatedly, again and again, and just said her name. And then asked for help too. Then, all of a sudden, the hands were gone and the lights turned on. My brother came and opened the door and said, "Are you okay? I heard your voice." I sighed a little and said, "I'm all okay." And the story of that Halloween night brought there with the end of my fear. So friends, this is the end of the story. If you like this story, please hit the like button. Do share your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to share it with your friends. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for upcoming stories. Good night, friends.